Hello and welcome. I am Gunner76 with the International House of Creepers server. The house you see behind me belongs to me and my wife, Lady Lynn, and today I will be showing you a new way to do an obsidian generator. In the past, people have done obsidian generators using flowing lava landing on redstone next to water sources. Well, by a accident, I guess you would say, I discovered a new way by use of 3 different mods, one of which is thermal expansion, the extra utilities, and open blocks to fully automate the formation and harvesting of obsidian using no redstone and using up no lava sources whatsoever. So, without further ado, I present to you the Infinite Obsidian Generator. The recipe for the 3 blocks that we will be using are over here. And as I said, you have the block update detector from extra utilities. The recipe is in the chest. So we'll take a look at that now. As you can see, it is 3 pieces of smooth stone on the left side, 3 pieces of smooth stone on the right side, redstone in the top, redstone torch in the bottom, and a sticky piston in the center. A sticky piston is just a regular piston with a piece of slime attached to the top of it. The next item we will use is the block breaker from Open Blocks. The recipe for it is as follows. It is an iron ingot on top, a diamond pickaxe, which is 2 sticks on top of each other with 3 diamonds along the top, and an iron ingot on the bottom. Next to that, you have 5 pieces of cobblestone in a C formation and 1 piece of redstone in the center. The way that the block update detector works is it emits a redstone pulse anytime a block next to it receives an update. When it detects an update of a block next to it, it emits a redstone pulse, energizing that block, which is what will trigger the block breaker to break the block. Finally, and what causes the entire process to be self-automating, is the Minecraft vanilla piston. To craft the vanilla piston, it is as follows: 3 wooden planks on top, 2 pieces of cobble on the left, 2 pieces of cobble on the right, iron ingot in the center, and a piece of redstone in the bottom center. To make the generator requires you have a space for 7 plus a space and 6 on the right. Reason for this has to do with the distance the 2 liquids flow. Lava will flow a distance of 4 on the ground, whereas gelid chirothium flows for 5. So your chirothium side is always going to be longer by 1 block. To make the generator, you lay down a wall, which is 6 blocks, 3 and 3, and then you need to make a trough, which is 3 on the bottom, 1 on each side, similar to the back wall, but your center is empty. After that, you just make guide lines on the side, or a trough, as you will. And that is just mainly to keep the gelid chirothium from trying to flow out to the sides and freeze your ground or you. It is similar to lava, except it is very cold, so instead of catching you on fire, it just makes you take damage of about 1 heart every second or so. On the other side, you do the same thing. Make a wall in the back, make your trough. On this side, however, you're only going to put 3 blocks down. You're not going to put stone or anything else down the full length, because we need to be able to have a spot to put our block update detector to detect when the obsidian forms in this space right here, and the block breaker. The way you place the block breaker is you look in the direction that you want it to harvest from. So if you want it to harvest right here next to the block update detector, you need to stand back a little ways and look towards the block update detector at the ground. And that way, the business end of the block update detector is facing, or the business end of the block breaker is facing the block update detector, and the ejection port is facing outward. It should be mentioned that with no sort of inventory here, this will harvest the blocks and then spit them on the ground. You can use any sort of inventory, Ender chest from the Ender chest mod. You could use regular vanilla Minecraft chest, the deep storage unit from Mine Factory Reloaded, or a barrel from a mod such as Just a Better Barrel Attempt or Java. Next is the automation part. As I said, the piston is key to this, so we need to put the piston so that it will stop the flow of chirothium once it reaches this point. To do that, just put a block here, look up, place your piston so that the piston will slam down when a redstone pulse is given to it. As I said, you will need to put redstone dust down to activate the piston when the block update detector emits a redstone pulse. So we need to place a block there, and then just lay 2 pieces of redstone down, and as you saw, when it detected the block update, it emits a pulse that triggers the piston. Also, as you will notice by demonstration here real quick, when I place a piece of stone here, the block update detector emits a redstone pulse, which energizes the stone and activates the block breaker. And in the chest now, we should have about 3 pieces of cobble from the 3 pieces of stone I put down. One more thing you can do if you would like to add an off switch to this, right next to your piston, just place a block and slap a lever to it. That way, when you activate the lever, it puts the piston down and blocks the flow of the jelly chirothium. All that's left now is to prime the machine. So pour your lava in one side, being careful not to step into it and catch yourself on fire. Step jelly chirothium into the other side, being careful not to step into it and freeze your nuts off. And flip your lever. Once the jelly chirothium flows to that point, it'll make the obsidian block, activate the piston to reset everything, block breaker harvests the obsidian, and spits it into the chest. As I said, it'll make a block about once every 4 to 5 seconds. And this will continue even if your chest gets completely full. That's why I recommend something similar to a barrel or a deep storage unit. And as I said, you can throw the lever down, activate the piston, and it completely shuts off the system. It also works as a reset device in case you step away from your area and your chunk unloads and you come back to a piece of obsidian sticking here that's not being harvested. Anyways, this has been Gunner76 with the International House of Creepers for the fully automated Unlimited Obsidian Generator.